Back in 2019, I noticed a bizarre scam popping up all over YouTube. A series of ads using footage of Mario games, but when you clicked on the ads, you'd download this strange Mario rip-off game called Bob's World. It looked kinda like Mario, and played kinda like a Mario game, but Nintendo had nothing to do with it. So, in 2020, sick of seeing these ads popping up as I browsed YouTube, I decided to just try clicking on one of them and downloading this strange game. Not only that, I wanted to figure out who was running this scam and why. By the end of things, I wouldn't say I'd completely figured out the mystery, but I do think I began to uncover just how deep it went. Well, in the time since then, I've received multiple messages telling me that not only is the Bob's World scam still running, but a new game has been launched called Bob's World 2. And so, today I want to investigate this sequel in order to finally find some definitive answers about what is really going on here. Because now I've started digging deeper, I've noticed one thing. This scam is much bigger than it looks on the surface. Let's investigate Bob's World 2, the scam that just won't go away. So, I released my original video about Bob's World in December of 2020. At the time, I figured that was the end of things. But as the months went by, I started getting messages on Twitter from people telling me that they were still seeing adverts for the game, and that these ads were still using stolen footage from the YouTube channel Level Up. Level Up is a channel which produces short animations featuring Mario characters, and their videos were used in adverts to promote Bob's World. So when I got those messages, I kind of filed away the fact that Bob's World was still popping up on people's YouTube pages in the back of my mind. But then, I saw one of these ads myself, and so I decided, let's see what Bob's World is up to. And when I searched for Bob's World on the Google Play Store, Bob's World isn't available for iPhones, I noticed something that caught my eye. Bob's World 2. It seemed as though Bob's World had a sequel. Except things are more complicated than that. Because back when the original Bob's World became a hit, loads of clones or copycats of the game began appearing on the Google Play Store. Just searching for the game Bob's World reveals all kinds of these clones, like Bob World Adventure 3D, Super Beano Go Adventure Jungle, Bob Run Adventure Run Game. Those are just a few. So, when I first saw a game calling itself Bob's World 2, I just assumed it was a fake. But then, I noticed who published this game. It was a company called OneSoft. Now, the company who developed the original Bob's World is called Falcon Game Studio, but the company who published the game was OneSoft. And since OneSoft also published Bob's World 2, that meant only one thing. Bob's World 2 is legit. It's not just a copy. This really is the sequel to the scam which I became so invested in back in 2020. And so, of course, I had to download the game and see just what Bob's World 2 really was. So, without waiting any longer, let's hit that play button. After a minute of loading, here we are, Bob's World 2. If you're familiar with the original Bob's World game, you'll recognize this music. It's, not to my taste, but there you go. Now, looking around Bob's World 2's title screen, I can see there's an icon that wasn't here before. A shop. If we open the shop, we're taken to a huge list of microtransactions. You can purchase things like power, more bullets, character cards, and pet cards. I have no idea what any of these do, but there's so many. Bob's World 1, as far as I can remember, didn't really have many microtransactions. Certainly nothing on this scale. But enough poking around in the menus, let's actually try playing the game. So, here it is, the very first level of Bob's World 2. And there's a lot to take in. I do actually think the game's graphics have been improved over Bob's World 1. However, Bob looks far more like Mario in this game than he did before. He's even wearing a red cap with a letter on it, although rather than Mario's M, Bob's got an F on his. I've got no idea what it's meant to stand for. Talking of Bob, he feels pretty terrible to control, I have to say. Everything's so slippery and slidey, I really don't feel in control at all. But about halfway through, we meet another character who bears a striking resemblance to Princess Peach. "Hello, I have a gift for you," she says. And if we try to open that gift, an ad starts playing. Let's fast forward through that. Getting back to the game, we should actually be nearing the end of the level by now. And sure enough, there's the trademark Bob's World flagpole. Get a gift. It says watch video to increase your reward. And if we do that, another ad starts playing. Okay, but once that's done, we can claim the reward, and there's another button to get more coins, which launches another ad. Okay, but once that's done, let's go back to the menu, which brings up another ad. You see, that's actually the biggest change I noticed about Bob's World 2 versus the original Bob's World. This sequel is so much more blatant in its monetization. It has a huge shop full of microtransactions, and just about every button you press triggers another ad to show up. Of course, Bob's World 1 did have ads, but this game is just full of them. And according to the Google Play Store, over 10 million people have downloaded Bob's World 2. That is not a small number. If you consider that alongside the game's in-your-face monetization, it's hard not to imagine that the game's publisher, OneSoft, must be raking it in. Is that an issue? I'm not sure. Both Bob's World 1 and 2 are very clear Mario clones. While investigating the original game, I came across evidence that its codename during development was Super Mario Unity, named after the game engine that Bob's World was created with. And of course, Bob's World's adverts use footage of Mario games, and while I wasn't able to confirm this from the creator themselves, this footage was almost certainly used without permission from Level Up, an independent YouTube creator. So, pretty bad. But on the other hand, everyone's trying to earn a living somehow, and I don't want to shame the game's developers, Falcon Game Studio, or its publishers, OneSoft, for trying to do just that. Except, I found evidence that OneSoft was doing far more than just trying to earn a living for its employees. No, the Bob's World iceberg goes so much deeper than I ever could have imagined. Remember near the beginning of the video when I talked about how when Bob's World became a hit, numerous copycat games popped up on the Google Play Store? I even showed off some of those games like Super Beano Go, Adventure Jungle, Jungle Adventures Super World, and Bob Run Adventure Run Game. All of these games are playing off the full title of Bob's World Jungle Adventure. Except, take a closer look at Super Beano Go. Notice who published the game? It's OneSoft, the very same publisher behind Bob's World and Bob's World 2. Or what about Jungle Adventures Super World? That was published by OneSoft too. Bob Run Adventure Run Game? That's OneSoft. Bob World Adventure 3D? OneSoft. Super Bros Run Jungle World? OneSoft. Super Beano 2 Adventure World, OneSoft. Super Mano Run Princess Rescue, OneSoft. Fun Guy Adventure, OneSoft. The more of these copycat games you look into, the more times you see OneSoft's name appear. In other words, OneSoft appears to be operating a huge network of these Mario clones, many of which have hundreds of millions of downloads. In fact, across just the games I mentioned in this video, I counted almost 250 million downloads. And judging from some of the reviews, fun game but so many disruptive ads, a lot of these Bob's World clones are just as in your face with their monetization as Bob's World 2. Across their network of games, I'd imagine that OneSoft is making a lot of money. So how did this scam first begin? Let's rewind for a minute. It all starts with Falcon Game Studio, who made a clone of Mario called Bob's World. Their publisher, OneSoft, then flooded YouTube and Facebook with ads for the game, using stolen footage from the YouTube channel Level Up, in order to trick people into thinking that Bob's World was actually a Super Mario game. And pretty quickly, the strategy paid off, and Bob's World began racking up millions of downloads. Finally, OneSoft had found their winning strategy, and they quickly began pumping out more and more games just like Bob's World. They stuffed them full of ads and microtransactions, and let the money come rolling in. And that's the end of the story, at least for now. If you see one of these deceptive ads on YouTube, or you stumble upon one of these Mario clones on the App Store, now you know who's behind it and what they're up to. Of course, there are other publishers putting out Mario clones too, but OneSoft is the one with the biggest games, the most players, and presumably the most money too. And that is the story of Bob's World 2, the scam that just won't end. Hi, thanks for watching to the end. I hope you found this video interesting. If you've not seen my original video about Bob's World, you can check it out on screen right now. And subscribe for more videos going behind the scenes of gaming every single week. And I'll see you next week then. Bye!